The AI industry needs to pull $1.5 trillion out of thin air by 2028. That's 2 short years from now. They've currently got 50 billion. That's kind of like your fiance saying she wants to lose 50 pounds before your beach wedding day when she's only down 5 and the ceremony's in 3 weeks.
Does this wedding gown make me look fat?
Do not answer that one, fellas. It's a trap.
It's a trap!
And yes, I know you already knew that. Otherwise, you'd be dead. But don't worry, while the tech bro yos figure out how to crap out $1 trillion like they're financial geese, they're keeping busy. OpenAI is panic shipping GPT 5.2 tomorrow because Google's curb stomping them harder than a drunk stepdad at a little league game. Your laptop now costs what a decent used car used to because memory chips are being hoarded like Beanie Babies during the 90s tulip mania. And my personal favorite, a telecom company trained AI on prison calls to predict thought crimes, and the FCC just ruled they can charge inmates for the surveillance. Hit that thumbs up like button if you want, or don't if you don't want to. Subscribe if your life is so boring that you go out and check the mail again after you've already got it the first time. And leave a comment if you dare, and share this with the bald guy looking at car wax at Walmart because you know you want to. You really want to ask him what the wax is for. Will you do it? Will you, punk? Are you ready? Let's go.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs.
All right, let's talk about the spreadsheet that's currently making CNBC executives shake with giddy anticipation. AI spending is responsible for 92% of U.S. GDP growth in 2025. Not a significant contributor. That's almost the entire freaking economy. If AI spending stops, America becomes like the Kansas City Chiefs, all hype and a tight end dreaming of an expensive suit from a naked tailor for Christmas. OpenAI alone plans to drop $1.4 trillion on infrastructure. That's more money than Russia's entire GDP. Sam Altman is personally committed to spending more than most countries will ever see. So naturally, someone with a functioning frontal lobe asked, hey, how much revenue do you need to justify $1.4 trillion? The answer came back like a diagnosis of terminal syphilis, $1.5 trillion by 2028. That's 2 years from now. Current AI revenue, about $50 billion. So they need revenues to grow by 30 times in 24 months. For perspective, that's like if I told you I make $50,000 flipping burgers, but I plan to make $1.5 million by 2028. And when you ask how, I just scream, blockchain, while snorting Coke out of the soda machine. So wait, let's just say everything goes perfectly. OpenAI hits $100 billion, Anthropic hits $70 billion. Every other AI company on Earth, chatbots, code monkeys, enterprise BS artists, all of them, collectively generate $300 billion. That's $470 billion total. They're still $1 trillion short. That's not a rounding error. That's not close enough for government work. That's the GDP of frickin' Indonesia just missing. But wait, it's a fat ass alert. One desperate hope remains. Google, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple might accidentally save capitalism by spending $200 to $500 billion on AI for their own narcissistic projects. Better search results that know you're depressed before you do. Smarter ads that understand your weaknesses better than your therapist. Recommendation engines that have mapped your psychology like it's the freaking Human Genome Project. If those 5 companies spend $500 billion on internal AI workloads, external AI apps only need to generate $250 billion in revenue. Difficult, yes, but theoretically possible. So whether the entire AI economy collapses, taking your 401k, your job, and the global financial system with it, depends entirely on the whims of 5 companies making independent decisions with zero coordination. Now, OpenAI absolutely freaking knows about the $1.5 trillion problem. You know how I know? Because Sam Altman declared code red and is panic releasing GPT 5.2 tomorrow. Why the pants-shitting panic? ChatGPT's growth slowed to 6%. Meanwhile, Google's Gemini is growing at 30%. Google's not just winning, they are delivering a corporate beatdown, kind of like Muhammad Ali against George Frazier. So OpenAI is doing what any rational company does when facing extinction, shipping faster while screaming internally and praying nobody notices the fundamentals are dog turds wrapped in marketing copy. Altman reportedly told teams the situation is very serious. They've halted work on digital assistants and advertising tools, the stuff that might eventually make actual money, to rush out GPT 5.2 tomorrow, according to industry know-it-alls. Why? Because if they lose market dominance while burning $13.5 billion annually and committing $1.4 trillion to infrastructure, the entire Jenga tower just collapses. They can feel the $1.5 trillion revenue hole opening beneath them like a sinkhole in Florida, except instead of swallowing one McMansion, it's going to consume the entire economy, minus 8%. So they're running faster, shipping faster, moving faster, and this speed just made your laptop 20% more expensive. Not because laptops are getting better, although they are, but not because of tariffs or shipping or any remotely rational economic explanation. It's because AI data centers are hoarding memory chips like doomsday preppers stockpiling toilet paper. And Dell looked at their inventory and went, well, screw our customers, I guess. Congratulations, we're now all unwilling investors in a bubble that needs to grow 30 times in 2 years or explode like a financial pipe bomb. That's not even the worst dystopian thing going on. Of course not. A company called Securus Technologies provides phone services to prisoners. Standard telecom stuff, boring, right, wrong. They just casually revealed, like they were discussing, the weather, that they've been training AI models on years of recorded inmate conversations. The company president literally told MIT Technology Review they can, quote, detect and or understand when crimes are being thought about or contemplated. I think we already saw this movie, right? It was called Minority Report with, Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise. Minority Report. And they're piloting this right now in jails and prisons across multiple states. Real-time scanning of calls, texts, emails, looking for pre-crime indicators like they're auditioning for a Black Mirror episode written by someone on bath salts. And here's the part that made me laugh so hard I nearly shat myself. Inmates pay for these calls. They pay 25 cents per minute of phone use. That money funds the AI that surveils their thoughts. They are literally, directly, explicitly financing their own Orwellian thought police. 1984. It's beautiful. It's horrifying. It's capitalism achieving sheer bliss. So what did our government do when faced with this dystopian nightmare? Well, in 2024, the FCC passed reforms saying telecoms couldn't charge inmates for surveillance costs. Prisons had to pay for monitoring out of their own budgets. Progress, right? A brief moment of sanity? Not so fast. In October of 2025, the FCC reversed those reforms completely. Now companies like Securus can charge inmates for building, maintaining, and operating AI tools that scan their brainwaves for pre-crime. The FCC director wrote this would lead to broader adaptation of financial public safety tools that include advanced AI and machine learning. Hey, I hear you. I watch Beretta too. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. It's not that at all. I'm just wondering, how long it's going to be before they start recording everyone's conversations in the name of obtaining new training data with which to train new large language models. We need this information because we have to train our new models. We've ran out of data, so we're going to record people. So what's the master plan? The same plan it always is. Find someone else to pay for this disaster. Enter SoftBank CEO Masayoshi-son, the Japanese billionaire, who lost 40% of his net worth betting on Sam Altman, just convinced the President of the United States to let him build Trump-branded. You'd think enough, a casino that went down the toilet would be enough for him, but Trump-branded AI factories on U.S. federal land. using Japanese government cash. Apparently, these factories will produce components for artificial intelligence infrastructure. Well, that's about as clear as mud. Anyway, the funds start flowing in just a few months in 2026. This is part of the actual plan to rescue the AI industry from its own ineptitude. I'm Uncle Rod, reminding you to not even think about committing a crime. I'll see you in the next episode.